Welcome back, Millennial Minds.
It's been a while.
It's been a minute.
It's been a long, long while. And I don't have a. Your joint's gonna slide off. Your phone was moving.
Oh, it is vibrating. I see.
I was say,
You
tripping.
still on that? There on that. On your trip.
Yeah. Hey, I might be.
I wish I would.
I got this much over there.
I have this much. I have none at all.
But welcome back to another episode of the Millennial Mindset Podcast.
I forgot we were looking at the thing. I was sort of still looking.
Oh, I was just looking anyway. I wasn't even thinking about it. But you know, this month has been it's been an interesting one. As y'all can tell by our lack of uploads, at least on my end, things have not gone exactly how they're supposed to go. And partially due to procrastination, but also due to just a lot happening in the month of October. You know, we got homecomings, we got Halloween, it's my birthday. There's a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, we're back. We're back and we're, doing thing.
Yeah, I don't have anything interesting to say or any excuses. I've been chilling. My birthday is tomorrow. So as we record, my birthday is tomorrow. So I just been chilling. I guess that's probably why. In my laid back mode. Ain't really been on nothing. Shoot. I gotta switch gears pretty soon though. Get back on all my to-dos.
So yeah, and start for me today. Because I'm gonna edit this episode.
Two.
But I guess to kind of give a little recap of how my past month has gone. I guess I'll start off with my birthday. My birthday was October the 17th, and that whole week I was in Vegas with my old lady.
Hey.
Girl, we was out there having a good little time. You know, it started off a little rocky, but honestly, it was a pretty good trip.
You know what? You still ain't told me what happened.
Man, the first day we was out there, I was trying to go to the gym early in the morning. And it was like 6 in the morning. So I went to go, I used the restroom and stuff, and I started changing clothes. And then when I was gonna walk out, I'm stepping in like puddles of water.
Shit.
Lo and behold, the dang toilet overflowed. And it wasn't because of me, because I ain't do number 2. So it was just overflowing. So then I had woke Kennedy up. I was like, hey, the carpet and everything is soaking wet. We're gonna have to go like change rooms or something. So she woke up and we went downstairs to like let them know after we called them, we went downstairs because they said there was somebody gonna be up in like 30 minutes or 20 minutes, but it had been like 30, 40 minutes. And I was like, okay, man, like we gotta get this going. We gotta move. So we went down there, and then the lady, she was acting like we was lying. Or like, cause I told her, I was like, the toilet overflowed, it's on the carpet. But she was acting like it was just a little puddle. She was like, oh, room service will come up and they'll just vacuum it up and you'll be good to go.
So no, baby, you don't understand.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the carpet's wet.
So
like it's gonna start stinking soon. But then for compensation, at the initial compensation, she just gave us fucking 2 buffets. Like the hotel buffet.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. She wasn't even trying to give us a different room.
What?
Yeah, at first.
Oh, okay. For I was gonna say.
So we went up there. And we was like kind of waiting around for the cleaner dude to come up. Eventually he came up, and then he was like, oh yeah, y'all need to switch rooms. This was at like maybe 9 o'clock at this point. That was a long time. Like at 9 o'clock. So he went down there to tell them, and then we went back down there to kind of follow up, and we spoke to a manager, and the manager, she was like kind of rude. She was being rude because he was like, can we get some type of like compensation? And then she was like, I'm getting to that, I'm getting to that. And then all she gave us was $100 towards like places to eat in the hotel.
What?
So, and everything in the hotel is like $30 a meal.
No, facts.
So it's like that really ain't that much. $30 a meal and you ain't even including the drinks because they don't be having combos at these places. So it was just, and that was the first day we was out there. So it just kind of had us kind of a little bit. Like half of the day was just gone off of that. But so we were just kind of walking back. Well, we was walking back to the room from the front desk after that. Because Kennedy, she was pissed off.
I can imagine.
And I was agitated too, but you know, I don't be like outwardly getting mad like that.
Right.
But then we was walking, and then this lady was like, "Hey, you want some free stuff?" And then I was like, "You sound like you scamming." It sounded like she was scamming, but Kennedy, she was familiar with it, so we just went along with it because apparently her parents did it as well, and they got some free stuff. So we went over there to talk to the lady. She was like, "Hey, we're doing this little timeshare presentation thing."
Y'all go over there. Just like telling me about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like, we're doing a little timeshare presentation thing, and if you go to it, you'll get like $75 for these food places in this hotel, $75 for this other places at this other hotel, and then like $50 worth of like some gambling credit. So we were like, well, shit, we gotta wait for the room to switch anyway, so might as well just go kill some time. So we got in the Uber, we went out there. That was my first time riding a Tesla. So now I'm definitely gonna get a Tesla one day. These bitches expensive, they're like 30,000. But that was a nice ride. They be showing you the cars when you be riding by. I was like, oh, and then the ceiling, like, it's like glass. So you can like see up there. That shit was cool. That shit was clean. But we got to the timeshare place, and this very, I ain't gonna say flamboyant, but he was a character type of dude. He walked up, he was like, "Oh, I see you brought your Aphrodite queen." And I was like, wait a second. Are you trying to, I'm right here. At first, but then he was like, better take care of her. And then that type of behavior was the whole thing. He was walking around, he was telling us he was showing us all the like cool things about the hotel that we could like buy a timeshare at and all that good stuff. And then every time he made a point, like they had a equestrian center where people be riding horses and shit. He was like, and we're the only place who has an equestrian center. You can go right there. And how much did you have to pay to get in there? And he was like, nothing. He said nothing. Then he was like, oops. And he did that for like everything. He was like, do you see these prices? Because he took us by a little buffet. He was like, now, how much does it cost to get these regular? I was like, it costs more than this. Oops. And then just kept on. Okay. So if you ever hear me say oops and stuff like that, I got it from him. That shit was hilarious. He was like, hey, y'all gonna wish I would have stayed here.
Damn.
Y'all gonna wish I wouldn't have spent all that money. How much did you spend for this? Oops.
Hey.
That shit was hilarious.
Chill out, man.
But then I think at a certain point he could tell that I wasn't biting at it for real. And Kennedy, I already told her from the jump that we wasn't buying nothing. But she's hurt. She's real energetic. So she was giving the energy back, and he was trying to get her.
Well, you gotta say up to the girl.
He was selling to her. And then he was like, she's gonna feel that in her spirit if you don't buy this. Come on now. This man even went and got his manager, which was another black dude. They was really plotting. Because they was matching people up based off of like who you were. We was black.
Yeah.
He was putting all the black stuff in there.
Yeah.
And then they got their manager, he had a suit on, he had the damn the two grades.
They were running game, man.
He was like, now you can come here for your birthday and you can go back and tell people that you invested in your future.
Sure.
I was like, I understand. And y'all made a lot of good points now. However, we're just not in the position to be able to get it. He was like, well, I mean, if you're not able to get it, then why you can't even, you shouldn't be spending money on nothing else. I was like, hey.
That's why we're not.
I was like, hey, that's why we're here. He was trying so hard. And I mean, they were getting a lot of folks out there to sign up. That's just another bill. Plus, me and Kennedy, we was lying anyway, because they thought that we lived together. I was just saying I lived in Chicago and that we both make 50,000. They thought that it was like, so everyone able to afford this and all that good stuff. Because the lady told us, she said, don't. Y'all live together today and y'all both make at least 50,000. I said, you're right. Mm-hmm. But after that whole ordeal of him trying to sell it to us, he was like,
question.
He was just like, oh, you're going to hurt. You're going to feel this in your spirit. When you get home, just don't be sad. Okay? And the rooms was nice now. The rooms was nice. Like if I just had money to throw, I might. Just because I can make a profit off of it if I work it right. Because basically you just get the timeshare and then once you pay it off and stuff, you'll be able, it's like a discounted nice room. So like say your friends or something traveling, you can book the room for them at a discounted price, but you can charge them a little more than the discounted price. So you'll be making a profit anyway.
Right.
And it will still be cheaper than what you would get it regularly. So that's how you're supposed to do it. But I don't have that type of money right now, you know what I'm saying? But we went downstairs, got our little stuff, and then we went about our merry way. And then we switched rooms, even though we were still in the same flow. I was agitated. I was trying to go up. Like, we should get compensation.
I'm trying to tell you.
Especially with the trouble y'all was giving us. Acting like we lying. I got the lie for, but we never gonna stay there again. Don't ever stay at the Excalibur Hotel. It's trash. I ain't gonna say it's trash, but service is trash. Hotel is just like all the other ones, but you know, it was straight. But you know, for the rest of the time, had my little city pass. We did some rides. Went to some excursions and stuff, some little museums.
Casino.
We did that too.
Okay.
But the fucking $50 credit, it was on discount machines in the back. You couldn't even use it on nothing real. What? Then you can't even get money from the machines in the back.
That sucks.
I was mad.
What the hell?
I had some money though, so we went and gambled on the actual machines too. I won $1, I dropped, and then I got back up. I went in there, I gambled with like 50, and then I ended with like 35. I would win it back though, but I stopped at the few times. Because apparently the machines, it's like hot zones and stuff like that. Like, try to get to the ones that people use a lot. Try to sit like in the middle, don't be on the ends. Just little stuff like that, little algorithms and stuff. But one of the Uber drivers was telling us about it because he stayed out there. He was like, yeah. But, you know, spent a lot of money, drank a lot of drink, and, you know, came back. That was a pretty good little shindig.
Glad you enjoyed the time, man.
Hey, I had to make something out of it. I be trying to make my birthdays more special nowadays. Because I don't be feeling like they special.
You do a lot better job than me.
Hey.
I'm going to work tomorrow for my birthday though.
Shoot.
I just didn't plan anything. I hardly ever treated. Yeah, that was some dude that he works over at the Bradford packaging across the street, but he comes over and get like the readings and stuff from us. And he was asking me, was I like just getting there or was I leaving? I was like, nah, I'm finna leave. He was like, y'all for the weekend? or you working? I said, nah, I'm on this weekend. He's like, oh, dang. I said, yeah. And I was just messing because I ain't really care. I was through it about just making small talk and whatnot, trying to get better at that. But yeah, it's even worse than my birthday Sunday. He was like, oh man, your birthday Sunday. He's like, yeah. It's like, you working? He's like, yeah, I don't really be caring. He's like, oh man. He was like, what you gotta do? I'm telling you, every year I don't work, I always put in my vacation for my birthday. So I always. So you should get into that with it. Even if I don't really go and do anything, take no trips or anything like that, I always take off on my birthday. Yeah, like, you gotta make it a little more special. Everybody tell me that all the time.
Hey, that's what I'm working on. Cause last year I ain't do shit. I just went to work, came home, ate some pizza. That's it.
Oh man,
just be trying. Don't worry. These coming years, we're gonna get right.
That right?
We'll get right. Sure. If I had a little extra bread, I would have got you like some cologne or something. You know, I came back from Vegas. I'm broke now.
Hey, man, not mad at you.
Damn.
I ain't even decided what I'm gonna get myself yet.
Sure, it's something that you always wanted, but have been holding off.
Yeah. I ain't gonna make nothing. I'm gonna, all right, if I can use English. I ain't gonna make nothing too rash though, cause I'm gonna feel bad. Like if what I spend. Basically, I got some things that I want to get, but like some of them is like, if I get there, I might as well go ahead and put a little bit more money up and go ahead and get my PS5. Cause you know they starting to make games only for the new gen now. UFC 5 and Spider-Man. That boxing game that's supposed to come out probably gonna be next gen only. So
you gotta think about the amount of value you get out of it.
Oh, I know, yeah. I've just been putting off time, but I don't know.
Shoot, I know they're gonna release like some slim PS5, so the big ones should probably drop a little bit. Something like that. I don't know when the date is, but
Did the black ones? The black ones?
I've seen black controllers, but not black PS5s, unless people paint them. You can just take the panels off of those and paint them nowadays.
Maybe that's only like some concept or something. Maybe they ain't released it. I don't know. That PS5.
So well,
yeah.
So you can have the controller acting crazy and but you know, after I got back from Vegas, it was homecoming in the Valley. Homecoming everywhere, really, but I was in at Fort Valley's homecoming, and that was a wonderful time. Really, because I was able to rekindle with all these individuals that I just don't usually get to see. In particular, like my Lime brothers, my boy Taj, my everybody. I just got to see everybody that I don't really get to see, and that I've done a horrible job at communicating with, like, over time.
I've seen mine in a long time. Shout out to mine.
Exactly. And they're my people though, like they're my guys. And when I was out there, everybody was saying that we need to hang out. Or we need to like get back, you know, link up and stuff like that. And it was like since that day going forward, I've been like trying to lean more into that for real. Because I feel like that adds so much value to like extra value to life, basically. Like maintaining and nurturing those relationships. Plus, I be wanting people to think of me, like just think of me and be able to feel when I'm not there versus when I'm there. Because the type of person I am, I'm like a low-key type of person. I don't mind sitting in the back, just kind of chilling, you know, being like a shadow sometimes. But, you know, that doesn't get you remembered. That doesn't get your presence felt.
Yeah, you want your presence to be valuable.
Yeah. Like it doesn't, you won't have a feeling of like want from your friends if if you don't make your presence felt, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I've been working on just doing that a lot more, just talking to random folks, reaching out to my homeboys, trying to hang out with people that I usually don't be hanging out with. Like I'm going to this Alpha conference in like 2 weeks with my line brother, because I ain't even been to a conference before. But I'm just trying to make sure that I can be close to them too. Because those my whole line brothers, you know what I'm saying? But those things right there, and I mean, I've been able to feel the difference like these past few weeks for real. Like just talking to people, like yesterday, I was at work just kind of talking to my coworkers and everything. Found out that everybody be gaming. So I was like, hey, add me on PlayStation. So now I got all these folks on PlayStation. We gonna hop in the game one day, you know. But it's like little stuff like that won't happen if I don't make it known, make myself known, and just take more of an initiative. You know, plus more people are receptive to it than I would think. I just gotta do it. You know what I'm saying? I can't just be not doing, not talking, not saying nothing, you know. And I don't be talking like every day. Like I'm still the same person I've been, it's just I'm speaking with much more intent now than I was months ago. Or really a few weeks ago, So I highly recommend that y'all, lean into those types of things. Pour more into your friendships, more into the relationship that you have with people platonically, you know?
Right.
Like you don't even gotta be somebody you just interested in like doing the thing. Just people, just random folks. It helps.
Yeah.
It helps.
Yeah. You don't always have to be so like focused in networking, like trying to reach a specific like set of people, subset of people. It's being like a people person. And I think one thing that you were alluding to when you said people are a lot more receptive to it than you think. That is true because you gotta think of it. They probably thinking of it like in a similar way to how we were thinking of it. Not that I feel like the general looking like where it normally is. I think like the general disposition of people isn't like to come off in a negative or rude manner. Sure, there are people like that. Of course, we always have exceptions. There are those, but that's the thing. Like some of them, the people that aren't like so social or extroverted, the social butterflies that just it comes so easily to the other people, they're probably just shy.
Yeah, most of the time, shoot.
Yeah, it's not like it's not that they don't want to be bothered or anything. It's just like they don't know how to start it, maybe not even how to carry it or whatnot. They probably don't want to come off as a nuisance or a bother either.
Yeah.
So once they see that, that friendship, that camaraderie is like, oh, okay, cool people.
Exactly. That shit can open up so many doors that you just ain't never even thought of.
Right.
Because you become real close, real cool, just a people's person to a lot of different people, and they'll keep you in mind like when they are in certain rooms.
Right.
And I mean they can also keep you in mind if you just perform at a high level, but it's like past that. So a lot of people get opportunity just because they know you and they mess with you for real.
Right.
Like they really cool with you. And it just opens doors. So it's like, it's worth, I feel like it's worth at least leaning into a little bit. You don't gotta be the most social individual in the world, but it helps make your world a little brighter.
Yeah.
Each and every day.
That circles back to how we were earlier before we start recording, how we talking about like using your resources and things of that nature. Just opening up that realm of possibilities,
Yeah.
That's what that's the power of people, society. That's how we are meant to live and survive, by working together and doing things, coming together to accomplish things.
Yeah, it's like we ants, but with the brain.
Right.
Ants is devastating in numbers, but we so when we are in like a group or when we're thinking as a group and working together, it's like a lot of things that we didn't think were possible become possible.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean,
especially when you do that work and you really do find your certain groups of people that you really click with and mesh with, your tribe or whatnot, that also opens those gateways for, idle hands do the devil's work.
yeah.
So like always having something, positive to do. But like having that circle of people, because each person is a whole new world that you can explore. So everybody else like different things. And that's one thing I've really been coming to appreciate, like the value in people, like for what they are, because I can admit that in the past, and I've noticed this, like reflecting on like my past relationships and whatnot. It's like a lot of times when I see negative traits or at least traits that I perceive as negative, is I want to say I wouldn't come off like in a forceful way, but like I would try to help push like in a way that I guess that I was thinking was like fixing it or whatnot. And I know it probably sounds like I'm rambling. That probably did sound like a little ramble, but I mainly said that just to say I've recently come to notice like the value of people just like as they are, like flaws and all. Mm-hmm. Whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Like they got their own quirks and quips and whatnot, like as do I. And so like I appreciate, the good things that come with that person. And I think like once you get to like knowing like a variety of people, that's one way to keep yourself cultured, like being vested into them and knowing things that they enjoy, they like, or their personality traits. So like once you want to explore something else, like say, got a fucking friend that's like a paleontologist or some shit like that. You say you want to goddamn start looking at fossils or some shit like that, or you seen some shit like that interests you. So you go to that friend or something like that. You talk to them. You start a conversation. That's something they're interested in. So they also take that into account. That they appreciate that. Hey, you come and be talking to me about something that that I enjoy. I can impart this knowledge on you. Maybe we can find some other thing that like we can do to like enjoy, and that strengthens the relationship or the bond.
Yeah, because they're like, for example, I got all of my friends. They tend to fall into like different categories,
right?
And they specialize in different things. Like my workout partner Tim, I've known him since high school, and that's the dude. That's the guy that I go to the gym with. He's a powerlifter. He does all this, that, and the third. And I mean, I lift weights and stuff like that, but I was never too into powerlifting. But I've learned a lot more about it and just how to get like stronger in general, just hanging around him. That's something that I don't get from like most of my friends, because most of them, they aren't powerlifting trying to lift 700, 800 pounds and stuff like that, Right. But he does. And it's like it exposed me to that whole world of powerlifting. So I'm much more like privy to it.
Right. And see, and like that's his life, that's his world. So like the fact that y'all do that together, like as a platonic friendship, like, all right, I'm doing something that I really enjoy with my dog. And then it's like you're doing something you enjoy, but you're also learning as well. And also he's learning by being a teacher.
Exactly.
So it's a mutual benefit.
Exactly.
So both parties grow.
Exactly. That's how you use your resources right now. because people are resources that you don't even know. You don't even realize somebody is a resource until you like build that bond with them. And then you'd be like, oh, this dude is really good at this, or he really knows this, or he's really interested in this.
And that's what we mean when we say like all that time ago, like in the beginning, the first few episodes, like being useful.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Like it's a good thing to be useful. It helps people. It helps everything.
Exactly. And to kind of add on to that a little bit, it also helps. I ain't gonna say it helps, but don't be afraid to like lean into something that you're interested in, even if no one else is interested in it, because there's value in being like a specialist in like some niche thing that nobody thinks about.
Right.
Because then you become the go-to person for that type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like some folks are super interested in cars. They know everything about cars. You know, I like cars, but I don't know everything about cars. I don't be knowing what cars was made in 1989. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. But a lot of individuals do, and their car knowledge can help. Just even in today's time, when you're trying to figure out what car to get or where to get certain cars at a decent price, because you know cars is not cheap. And then they tend to be the people who can also help you fix on the car. Because, you know, like use me as an example again. I don't know how to do a whole car. But this nigga know how to do a lot of shit with cars. You know what I'm saying? I know how to do some stuff, but he know how to do a lot of shit. And there's value in things like that, you know what I'm saying? So it just lean into who you are.
We try to help each other out with stuff.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I got stranded beside the side of the road one time, and this man had what I needed. The car was smoking and stuff. And he pulled up, and he was there to help me, so I get home. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it helps to have people in your corner who are able to provide value in those ways. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like how it stands now, especially like with social media and everything being accessible, you don't have to be that superhuman that you had to be like before. Like, I mean, not even then. Honestly, there's always been like I keep looking there for muscle memory, but like there's always been like specialists. You don't have to know everything and to really like specialize and be damn good at something to that degree. You probably have to spend a lot of time with it unless you just like naturally gifted, blessed, lucky, or whatever the hell it is. Like to gain that experience and mastery, you have to spend a lot of time with it. And you can't allocate that time, that same amount of time to everything else because time is very limited.
Yep.
So when you face a problem that you're not equipped for, instead of sitting there struggling, just find, somebody else that specializes in solving the problem that you're trying to solve.
Exactly. That's why it helps to lean into being like social and talking to people. Because you never know what somebody knows and you never know who somebody knows.
Right. So a lot of times you can get away with like discounts and free stuff because you know somebody, you personally know somebody with like access to means.
Exactly. I went to Subway. The last time I went to Subway, I knew somebody at the Subway because I thought I was going to be paying $12. I got a foot long for like $6. I was like, bless you. Just because I know, and the thing is, I ain't even talked to him like for a long, long time.
Right.
But that was my first time seeing him in some years. But it's like we were just chopping it up. And then he just blessed me, you know what I'm saying? Like just talk to folks, use your resources and find new resources. And become a resource yourself, shoot.
Yes.
It's a whole web of just helping and being helped.
That's how like money used to work. Yeah. Like bartering. We have different skill sets. I have this thing, you have this thing, whatever it was, whether it was a trade, skill, or whether it was a tangible item. I got this. You want this, you want what I got. You got something that I want.
Yeah.
Trade.
Same.
That's how it goes. It just so happens that most of that has been replaced with money. Most of the things that we want, the thing that you trade for is money. And that's why they say, like, money is just a tool to, like, like expressing value.
Yeah.
Whatever is valuable or whatever people deem valuable, it generates money, it generates income. That's what people are paying for.
Pretty much. I do want to shout out to my boy Dre. I was able to go up to Augusta and visit him the other day, and I was able to I saw his girl that I haven't seen in years, and then I was able to meet their beautiful young daughter, Aria. And I don't know. I usually don't be getting like in my feels when it comes to babies, but I feel like partially like, responsible for like bringing up.
That shit
I'm saying that's like my dog from way back.
That's how you feeling for real.
I'm like, and then when I saw her, I couldn't believe she was real. I was like, you're real. Oh my gosh.
When Jason had his little girl, like, damn.
Yeah. Like, oh.
Then one of my boys, Dean Street, he recently had a son. He showed me on FaceTime. I'm like, oh,
that's what I'm saying. They just be sitting there looking just innocent to the world.
Yeah, that's crazy, dog.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's what we were talking about like last week, man. We really at the age, but like I think we say this like once a month, every other month. We probably even say it on the podcast every few episodes, but like life is really life. We done got to that age now for real, like where it's actually pretty fucking normal for people to like be starting families and getting their careers and all this like actual adult stuff.
Yeah, whole families, whole lives.
Yeah, people buying houses, careers, starting their own successful businesses, starting families, moving states.
Like making big moves on our own. Flights by yourself.
Exactly.
Like that's some crazy stuff. And dang. And I guess as we've gotten older, I guess there's a lot more to appreciate nowadays.
That's what it is.
Because of life. Like when I was younger, up until I've been and visited Drake, I'm not the type of person to be sitting there, Googling over a dang baby. Like, that's like my little girl right there.
Oh, really?
Like
that's your niece.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's like a relative type shit. Like I gotta make sure you good. I just gotta make sure you good. I'm gonna hit Dre up, make sure he good, but I gotta make sure you good.
Right.
Cause he like, you're there. That's my guy. Woo. Man, that junk's crazy. I'm still in shock.
That's another benefit to having like friends, like strong, close friends and whatnot. I mean, family too. But like, if something was to happen to you, like, your folks got your people, your kid or whatnot, they straight.
Yeah.
They already, like our friends that have kids, they already know if something happened. I do whatever I can to help the child.
Yeah.
I know likewise, vice versa. When I have mine, if something ever happened to me, I already know my kids take care. They got them.
That's what I'm saying. Like you ain't gonna be down bad.
No, they're gonna help you out, man.
Yeah. And that's the thing. That's one thing where I feel like friends can kind of help offer a different type of value than like your family. Because your friends can be there for you for certain things that you don't even want your family to be like a part of.
Yeah.
And I ain't saying like illegal stuff, but just stuff that like is just happens with your dogs.
It's really two different worlds, man. It's like it's nothing against anybody. I mean, it can be like that with like certain friend groups. Like the people say you can't always miss friend groups and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Like some certain people just have like different bonds.
Exactly.
And that don't mean that you value it or rank it any higher or lower than the next one. It's just a different bond.
Yeah, it's in a different avenue, different
Right.
field. And shoes like the bonds I got with like you and Danny them at Georgia Southern are different than the ones I got with like my homeboys from Fort Valley.
Right.
Because we was out there, we was outside, you know what I'm saying? We doing what we do out there. And that cultivated a different type of bond, you know. Where I'll go visit them niggas like states away, you know what I'm saying?
Thanks.
Like, you know, I can't do that with all my friends. And I mean, that ain't a bad thing. It's just, it is what it is, you know? And that's just something that I acknowledge. Damn. But, you know, I do want to shout out to Morris Brown. Specifically, I saw the other day that they just dropped their first alpha line in a long time. And I mean, Morris Brown was like on the brink of like closing not too long ago. That's when my mom went to college. And now they're having homecomings, they're having events, it's like they rebuilding. And that's HBCU. It's just one of the ones that people don't really talk about too often, but they really rebuilding, you know. They having classes, people coming to Morris Brown, attending Morris Brown, you know. Like it's on the come up. And you know, I'm just happy to see that particular HBCU, you know, growing and not just staying in the shadow and dying.
Yeah.
Compared to all the other ones, because it was on the brink of it.
And that happens a lot in the Black community. We don't nurse anything back to health. We just let it die. Exactly. They get old, withered, and unattended to.
Exactly.
And that's the thing too. It's like things aren't dead. It's just that sometimes we need to put a little work in and we just abandon things and try to move on to the next.
Have you seen that stuff with Keith Lee lately?
Yeah, about him
going to these places,
going to restaurants and reviewing, and they getting threats and shit now.
But it's like people will invite.
First of all, he'll whoop y'all ass, so I don't know why y'all threatened this man.
And then it's like they reaching out to invite him, and then he is just being honest. Like he ain't coming for your soul. He's just being real. He like being honest because he sent his folks in first to see how they get treated, and then he come in and see how he get treated. You know, because he's
up in that celebrity experience.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you know, he's been doing this, so people, if they get word on it, okay, they trying to do everything they can to make this a phenomenal experience when that wouldn't normally be the case.
Exactly, and that's he trying to give an authentic answer,
right?
You know, like I don't see that being wrong because he's not doing it for like celebrities. He's doing it for us.
Yeah, people think he's just terrorizing the Black community. He's doing such an injustice, but that's one of my biggest flaws, man. And I mean, it's a human thing, so I'm not just trying to say that like it's just Black people. It's a Black people thing, but the worst part of it is that we are so behind, we cannot afford to be as invested in like doing this as much as we do. Humans are so bad at accepting constructive criticism. They take it to heart so harshly.
I'm saying
so insecure. Like everything that you hear, sometimes it can be worded in a respectful manner. Sometimes the message could be, phrased a little differently. But the thing is, you have to separate yourself from like the insult and the pain and recognize and admit, like acknowledge what's true and what can we improve. That's the thing. Like it's a human thing. We all do it. It's just that the Black community is so far behind that we can't afford to like exhibit this behavior as often. Exactly. We have to be more accountable in order to catch up at least.
Exactly. And I be trying to think like every time like bad things or people say things to me that I don't necessarily like, I try to remember what Mike Rashid be saying, where he be like, bad things never happen to me. And he says that because he tries to turn anything that happens into a positive. Because there's always a positive you can get out of a situation.
Right.
Like constructive criticism. You can always just take that and try to improve on it. But it seems like all the people at these restaurants are just like, people come here for food, not service. But it's like, so why are you treating him so good then?
Right, exactly.
Like, it just don't be matching up. And these will be the CEOs, the black CEOs saying these things, you know. It's like that's why can't we provide good service and also good food?
Right.
Like, is that bad? Is it bad to do that? Because they was talking like it's not good to provide good service as well as good food.
We have this, I think we have this sense of entitlement that we've had it so hard. It has been so difficult that any effort that we put forth, especially when the effort goes a little distance and it provides some revenue or whatnot, we feel like we're owed something, or that we just top dog. We can't be checked by anything. Oh, look at me, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you always got room for improvement still.
That's the thing. That's how you reach the next level, is you get criticized.
Right.
Because it's like, and off the Keith Lee stuff, it's like I've been seeing a lot of people talking about how there's always this like bias towards black businesses where it's like people expect that since they black, they can get away with like anything.
Yeah, that's that
like,
entitlement.
That's bad. Like why are you like I don't know nothing about the girl hair stuff, but they be like charging for like everything with the girl with the woman's hair stuff, and it's like you going here and I don't get this at all. But since you black,
say come with it, washed and dried, come with it
dry, body your own hair.
Come with it, twisted already. Come with the hairstyle. I'm just gonna take pictures of you and charge and then post it.
That's basically what they be doing. And it's like people be charging more for less work. I just don't get it.
Yeah,
I don't
man.
get it. And that's just that's horrible entitlement.
Yeah.
Like why not just provide a good service? Because that'll sustain you for longer than anything. That's how all these Apples and Googles be working.
Right.
Because they just provide good service at a high level. They can charge at a certain point because you're doing a good job.
And that becomes the thing. Like the value, the quality and the value that you put forth, that will set the price.
Yeah.
Regardless. People will be willing if it's worth it. But you have to start at a humble and not the word I wanted to use, but like an acceptable like range or start. And then over time, once you build that credibility, then you can start, charging.
Yeah.
Because that's what everybody, I'm worth this, bro. Don't nobody, that's not worth anything right now.
Nobody knows that you're worth anything.
Right.
You got to prove it first. And then
prove that.
And if you prove it, people are going to come anyway. And then you can raise the price so you can have more time.
Right. And that's the thing. We also have this sense, I don't got to prove. Yes, you do.
That's the thing.
Fuck out there.
Supposed to be thinking
they think I'm just supposed to believe you?
That's the thing.
All these people on this earth, you just the most amazing motherfucker. No, you got to show me. You got to.
That's how it be.
Cause you're not gonna believe me if I just came with the most outlandish, outrageous shit.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. But I be wondering if a lot of our black business owners just weren't taught how to properly run businesses like that. Because I know the other ethnicities were shown by the people who was before them.
And I was either listening to it was either a podcast or a video about this. It's like, yeah, because they have the experience and the knowledge already invested in their communities.
Yeah.
We don't have that, so we're figuring it out. And a lot of times, even then, like you're saying, I think I don't know the stats or anything, but I'm based on what I'm seeing on social media, a lot of people that are starting businesses, these entrepreneurs, they haven't taken like business classes or anything like that, so they don't have the knowledge. But you think it's just, I guess anybody can start one, but to actually manage and run one, And people don't realize like everything, especially with as successful as things are, things that have made it this far, everything has like a skill and art to it
Yes.
that you have to learn and master.
Hey, that's why shout out to my boy Taj, who got that pro terrain business. Go to him for all your landscaping needs. Because when I saw him on homecoming, we gonna have him on here one day too. But when I saw him at homecoming, he told me that he was gonna start going to school to take business classes because he's trying to get to that next level.
Yeah.
Like he's successful, but he's like, I don't know like all the ins and outs.
So he's taking
classes
to it, man.
But it's like it seems like a lot of folks ain't willing to do that.
It's another world. I think that one is more money. It's money that they have to spend.
Yeah.
That they might not have right now. Because the business is not that successful right now. To, just cover that, without blinking. But another thing is they probably just really don't understand. They probably think, oh, I mean, I just do this. I'm decent at this. So I just do this and I just set a price and I sell it. And if they buy it, they buy it.
Yeah. There's an art to everything, but there's even an art to this podcast and shit that we trying to figure out.
Like there's an art to there's an art to that. There's an art, like you say, this, like with social media in general, that's the whole game. It's like fighting is not just about sitting there brawling. There's skills and game to that. You know what I'm saying? Lifting weights, you don't just go in there and lift the heaviest weight or do it the most amount of times. There's a game to it. There's an art to it.
Yeah. That's what separates the regular people from the advanced elite people. Is they figure out the art, they train the art.
And those are the specialists.
Exactly. That's the thing. Be social. Make connections.
I heard there was it was like it's another little video I was watching. It's like the thing that separates professionals from just like the average people, the regular people. It's just like it's the dedication.
Yeah, that is true.
That's it. They do this for life. You may do it habitually, for fun, whenever you got free time. They do this, and most of the time they do this to survive.
Yeah,
this is the way they make money and live.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier.
So they're disciplined in that practice.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? It's like we was talking about earlier, Shun. We trying to, the way our lives have been like steering, we trying to find something that we like can exhibit that level of discipline towards. But in order to do that, you got to really be in it.
Yeah, you got to enjoy it.
And we got to find something that we like enjoy to the point where we don't, it's like discipline to the point where we don't necessarily got to try hard to be disciplined because we just fuck with it like that.
Right.
Like it's got to be that type of thing. And I mean, if I would have thought about this when I was younger, I probably would have been thinking about this my whole life.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm sitting here thinking about this jump, 26.
Right. Because I mean, in life, I picked up different various skills and everything, but it's like most of them that I am good at, I'm not as passionate about it.
Yeah.
So like it would mean nothing. Exactly. And that's the thing that like that's another thing that gives it value and prevents it from like becoming old and washed and like forced and just a downright, unpleasurable experience.
Yeah, a grind.
Right.
Discipline don't gotta be a grind.
No.
It's better when you enjoy it.
It makes it easy. Like they say, when you enjoy your job, you never work a day in your life.
Yeah.
And that's all they mean by it. It's like you enjoy it so much that it doesn't, it's no stress in it. It doesn't feel like you really doing it for a reason.
Exactly. That's the thing.
It's like I'm just out here because, bro.
Yeah, and that's what drives.
But that's what I'm trying to figure out right now.
Hey, that's what we're gonna get to at some point. Well, it has been another episode of the Millennial Mindset Podcast. We don't really got too much else to speak on, but the discipline's coming. Remember to lean into your relationships and your friendships and all of the things of that nature, just to add a little more seasoning to life, because it can get bland. But that being said, I'm Chauncey.
Saying the birthday, man.
It's Shun's birthday tomorrow.
November 5th. I'm saying freak meet 97.
So,
But yeah, man, it's been a good. Appreciate y'all coming. Hey, drop a comment. What's your passion? What are you passionate about? What do you just absolutely love doing? What are you obsessed with? That's what I want to know.
yeah.
That's what I want to know. And if you have an answer to that and you're not currently using it to generate income, might want to rethink that.
Just try it and see. You never know what it can become.
But don't do it for the money. Do it because you love doing it. And solely that. Just let its own value speak for itself.
Yeah, the money will just come over time.
Thanks.
But we hope y'all have a blessed and positive day, week, excuse me, whatever time of shit fucked it up. Have a blessed and positive day, morning, night, week, evening, whatever time or day of the week it is for you. This has been another one, and we hope y'all have a good one.
Go forward, be great and prosper. Donate to the pod. It's on my birthday.